a hermeneutic phenomenological reflection on being a father. As I sit by the window, watching the late afternoon light spill across the room like liquid gold, I find myself reflecting on the meaning of being a father. In this quiet moment, fatherhood appears to me not simply as a role that I have been given, but as a lived experience, something that has gradually shaped who I am. It is a journey that does not follow a straight path. Rather, it resembles a river that winds through seasons of joy, uncertainty, sacrifice, discovery, and love. To reflect on fatherhood is to look not only at what I have done as a father, but also at how being a father has changed the way I understand myself and others. Hermeneutically, experience is never encountered in isolation. We understand the present through the memories, relationships, traditions, and meanings that we carry with us. Thus, when I ask myself, what does it mean to be a father? I am also asking, who have I become because I am a father? Fatherhood has often felt like navigating an uncharted sea. Every day brings a new horizon. There are calm waters, moments when laughter fills the home, when a simple conversation becomes a treasured memory, and when the presence of a child makes ordinary moments feel extraordinary. Yet there are also storms, moments of disagreement, worry, financial responsibility, disappointment, and uncertainty. There are times when I have questioned whether I have said the right thing, made the right decision, or provided enough guidance. In those moments, I have come to realize that fatherhood is not about possessing all the answers. It is about remaining present even when the answers are unclear. It is about carrying responsibility while learning to live with uncertainty. Perhaps this is one of the deepest paradoxes of fatherhood. I am expected to provide direction, yet I must also accept that I cannot determine the destination of another person's life. The experience of fatherhood also reveals itself as a changing relationship between presence and letting go. When a child is young, being a father often means protecting, providing, comforting, and making decisions on behalf of someone who cannot yet make them for themselves. I become the lighthouse, the one expected to remain steady when the world seems uncertain. But children grow. As they grow, my role changes with them. The protector gradually becomes the mentor. The one who gives instructions becomes the one who gives counsel. Eventually, the father must learn to become a quiet presence in the background, allowing the child to make choices, experience consequences, discover strengths, and even make mistakes. This transition is not always easy. There is a particular kind of humility in realizing that my children do not belong to me in the sense of possession. Minds, dreams, fears, personalities, and paths. Guide them and teach them, but I cannot live their lives for them. Fatherhood, therefore, becomes an exercise in accompaniment. I walk with them for a time, knowing that eventually they must walk paths that I cannot walk. Fatherhood feels like profound fulfillment. A child's laughter can transform an ordinary day. A small achievement can feel like a great victory. A simple thank you, a hug, a conversation, or even a quiet moment together can suddenly make the sacrifices of fatherhood seem insignificant compared with the gift of the relationship itself. Yet alongside these moments of joy are moments of doubt. I sometimes wonder whether I have been sufficiently present, sufficiently patient, or sufficiently understanding. Fatherhood carries memories of both tenderness and regret. Some words I wish I had spoken differently. Some moments I wish I had handled with greater patience. Some opportunities I wish I had recognized while they were still before me. These memories are not merely recollections of the past. They become part of how I understand fatherhood in the present. Reflection allows me to return to these experiences and see them differently. What once appeared to be failure may also reveal a lesson. What once seemed like a difficult season may now be understood as part of the formation of both my children and myself. I also recognize that my understanding of fatherhood has been shaped by culture. I did not invent the meaning of being a father. I inherited expectations from my own family, community, traditions, and society. I learned ideas about responsibility, authority, discipline, sacrifice, protection, and providing. Some of these teachings have strengthened me. Others have required me to question and reinterpret what I once assumed fatherhood should be. In this sense, being a father is partly an inherited story. Yet I am not required to repeat that story exactly as it was handed to me. I can preserve what is good while transforming what needs to change. I can honor the fathers who came before me while becoming a father appropriate to the children entrusted to me. Perhaps this is where fatherhood becomes deeply hermeneutical. I interpret my children through the lens of my own experiences, while they, in turn, interpret me through their experiences of having me as their father. The relationship is therefore not one-directional. I shape them, but they also shape me. I teach them, but they also teach me. I guide them, yet their presence continually invites me to reconsider who I am. At times, I have imagined myself as a sculptor, carefully shaping the character of my children by teaching values, setting boundaries, correcting mistakes, and offering wisdom. But the metaphor eventually becomes insufficient. My children are not pieces of marble waiting for me to create them. They already possess an inherent uniqueness that I did not give them. My task is not to create them according to my image. It is to help them discover and develop who they are. This realization changes the meaning of discipline. It changes the meaning of guidance. It changes even the meaning of love. To love as a father is not simply to prevent every difficulty or remove every obstacle. Sometimes love means allowing another person to struggle, fail, learn, and begin again. Sometimes the most loving thing I can do is to remain close without taking control. Fatherhood, then, is an education not only of children, but also of the father himself. My children have taught me patience, humility, responsibility, forgiveness, and the limits of control. They have confronted me with parts of myself that I might otherwise never have examined. Through them, I have discovered that love is not merely an emotion. It is a daily decision to remain committed to another person's becoming. As I look back, I realize that fatherhood cannot be measured simply by accomplishments, financial provision, or the number of milestones successfully reached. Its deeper meaning is found in presence. The ordinary conversations, the meals shared, the corrections given, the encouragement offered, the sacrifices made quietly, and the moments when a child simply needs to know that his or her father is there. Perhaps this is the mystery of fatherhood. The moments that seem insignificant while they are happening may become the memories that matter most. The late afternoon light is beginning to fade now. As I sit by the window, I realize that the journey of fatherhood is folding. There is no which I can say that I've completely understood what it means to be a father. Every season brings a new interpretation. When my children were young, I thought fatherhood was primarily about protecting them. As they grew, I came to understand it as guiding them. Now I increasingly understand it as accompanying them. And perhaps as the years continue, I will come to understand fatherhood even more deeply, as learning to let them go while remaining a place they can always return to. Being a father, then, is not simply something I do. It is something I continually become. It is a journey of presence and absence, holding on and letting go, teaching and learning, strength and vulnerability. It is a journey marked by joy and regret, certainty and doubt, sacrifice and grace. And perhaps the deepest meaning of fatherhood is found in this realization. I may not be able to determine the lives my children will live, but I can choose the kind of father I will be as they live them. I can be present. I can listen. I can guide without controlling. I can correct without humiliating. I can love without possessing. And when the time comes, I can let go without abandoning. In the end, fatherhood is not a destination I have reached. It is a continuing act of becoming, a lifelong conversation between who I was, who I am, and the father I still hope to become.